Crafty fam, it's Alex Vanover back with DIY Alex, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a painted acrylic sign. So I am starting with just a frame that I bought from Goodwill. I got it for $7.99. I wanted to make sure that it was as cheap as possible because all I really need is the glass or plastic out of it. I don't really need the frame or the photo itself, though you can use the frame if you would like to. It's a little bit small for a wedding sign, but either way, the technique is the same, so the size doesn't really matter. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is get the print out of this frame, or excuse me, get the glass out of this frame so that I can use it. To make an acrylic sign, you don't actually have to use acrylic. You can use acrylic, but you basically just need the glass from a picture frame, or you can buy the acrylic itself from like Amazon. So every frame is gonna be different depending on what you buy, but the first thing I'm gonna do is bend out these staples so that I can pop open the back of this. See what we can pull out of this guy. All right, so I successfully got the glass out of this thing, so I'm gonna move everything out of the way so that we can get started. Just make sure that you don't cut yourselves on the sides of these glass pieces because they are kind of sharp. The first thing that I'm gonna do before we get started is clean off my glass with some Windex because I did get it from the thrift store. It's a little bit dusty and dirty. So I'm gonna start there, and then I may wipe it down with some alcohol. Probably not gonna need to do that, but that is an optional step that you can take. And I'm going to clean the other side as well because we are going to be using both sides of the glass. All right, so the first step that we are going to take is to paint the back side of what is gonna be our sign. So I'm just gonna be using some acrylic paint, but one tip that I have for you is that you do want to use paint that is a contrasting color to the vinyl that you are going to put on the front side, because if they are very similar in color, they may be pretty hard to read. So just keep that in mind when you are choosing the colors for your sign and everything. And I'll be real honest, guys, I know it's really trendy to leave these with no paint on them at all, but I honestly think they are hard to read, especially if you have elderly people coming to your wedding. I highly recommend taking the time to paint your signs just because I think it's easier to read and it adds a lot of style and color to your space. So I'm just gonna be using like a medium-sized bristled brush. I like the look of the brush strokes in the paint, so that's why I'm using a brush like this. If you just want maybe a more uniform look, you could try using a foam brush instead so that you don't get the brush strokes, but I really, really like that look, so that's what I'm going to do. So I've got plenty of paint on my plate, and I'm just gonna start in one corner, and I'm gonna go diagonally, but you can always play with looks of going in different directions if you wanna see some different ways to see how you can make it look. And I'm gonna take mine mostly to the edge. You guys can choose, you know, how far to the edges you wanna go on your sign, but I think that that looks so pretty. Oh, and this is Apple Barrel paint. It's the cobalt blue. I think Apple Barrel is the Walmart brand if I'm not mistaken. Super, super easy to find. It's basically just like a royal blue color. And I'm gonna be using champagne glitter vinyl that is so pretty. I can't wait to show you guys. And I'm trying to kind of stay even as I go down the sides. I don't want to make it look too uneven, but you also want it to be able to, you also want to be able to see the edges of the glass because that's what shows off it being an acrylic sign. But you know, someone in my wedding group brought up a really great point the other day. We were talking about signs, and she was saying that because she is doing an outdoor wedding, she has decided to put the frames back on all of her signs. So that may be something to keep in mind for those of you who are doing outdoor ceremonies and stuff. If the wind were to blow and catch a hold of this, it could send it flying off of your easel. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about your decor. Make sure that it's appropriate to your ceremony. I'm just gonna go back in and add some extra paint to the spots that look a little bit more bare. All right, now I'm gonna give my acrylic paint a couple minutes to dry before I flip it over. Now that my paint has dried, it is time for me to flip this sign over and actually apply the decal that has the words for the sign. So if you want really solid coverage, I highly recommend a second coat. Since this is just an example for me, I'm not gonna do a second coat of paint, but that is an option for you if you want a little bit more of a solid look. And it looks a little more solid from the other side, but that's okay. This is gonna work out perfect. So I'm going to teach you guys how to use a method called the Hinge Method when applying large decals like this, because it is very, very tricky to get this perfectly centered and without a bunch of bubbles in it. And so I'm going to show you something that is about to like change your life, because it makes large decals like so much easier. So first I'm going to kind of center the vinyl on the actual paint. I want it to kind of go in the center of the paint more than the center of the sign. And you'll notice that I still have the backing on the vinyl itself. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a long piece of painter's tape and I'm actually going to put it all the way down the center. So I'm going to do it vertically like this. But you can do it whichever way you would like. And I'm gonna shoot to go as close to the middle as I can. Oops. I'll move that up just a little bit. There we go. All right. And so this piece of painter's tape is going to act as our hinge, and it's going to allow us to apply one side and then the other while keeping the vinyl actually in place. So the way that you do this is you peel up the half or whichever half you want to use that's not quite taped yet, and you're going to peel away the backing from the vinyl. You may have to spend a little bit of time peeling that away to make sure there's no vinyl left over. All right, and then I'm going to cut away the vinyl backing while holding back the actual vinyl and transfer tape. The tape came a little bit loose there. That's why it's beneficial to have tape going like way higher than the decal itself, because that way it can hang on to your backing. So we're going to move that backing out of the way, and this, I'm going to use a squeegee, and I'm slowly going to lay my vinyl down a bit at a time and squeegee as I go, so that I can add my vinyl to my sign without a bunch of bubbles. But if I was trying to do this all at once, it would be really challenging with such a big piece, like such a big decal all at once. So this just makes this like so much easier. It is life-changing, y'all. And you can use the Hinge method on pretty much any medium. You could use it on wooden signs, anytime you're using a big decal. Now you wouldn't want to do something like a tumbler or something, probably wouldn't be big enough for this because you have to be able to put the tape down the middle, but it's just so helpful. All right, and we are gonna leave the transfer tape there, and now I can take my tape off because this side of the transfer tape acts as my tape. And then we'll peel back this side of the design and peel off the backing again. You just want to make sure as you peel the backing off that you're getting all the vinyl off. Some of these thinner letters are struggling a little bit. All right, and we're going to follow that same process of using this squeegee to lay down these letters. And you want to make sure that you work your way out so that if you're getting any bubbles or anything, you still have the opportunity to fix it. If you were to work this way, you might work some bubbles into your design. You don't want to do that. You just want to work your squeegee outward. And there we go. So I'm gonna burnish this vinyl a little bit more all the way down, and then I'll peel off my transfer tape and we'll see the final design. All right, let's peel this bad boy off of here. And now that I look at my sign from the front, I probably will do a second coat of paint just because I'm OCD like that. Even though this is not for any wedding in particular, I still don't want my sign to not look complete. And you're seeing some of this because my paint was like freshly set when I flipped it over because I was waiting on it to dry. So make sure that you give it plenty of time to dry when you're doing this for your wedding so that you don't have that happen to you. And notice that I am pulling my transfer tape like straight back, like at literally 90 degrees. That is what I have found to be the most helpful so that you don't, get the transfer tape caught on anything. That seems to be the best angle to work it off. Oh, and by the way, if you guys like this SVG, I'm going to link it for you in the description. It is a pre-made SVG from a site called Creative Fabrica that you guys know that I love if you guys have ever watched my videos. It made it so easy to design this sign because I didn't have to do anything. I did remove a couple of flourishes that were over on this side, but literally all I did was put it in Design Space, size it, and that was it. So if you guys are interested in this design, I will put it in the description. But otherwise, you guys, look how pretty this turned out. I don't know how well you can tell on camera, but this is like a champagne glitter vinyl. It's a Style Tech product that I have had a large roll of for a while. So it turned out beautifully. And I hope that if you haven't already, you will consider subscribing to DIY Alex. February 2020 is going to be a whole month of wedding videos on my channel, and of course, more wedding videos to come after February 2020. So don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell right next to subscribe so that you never miss a new upload. I hope we can craft again soon.